Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our special meeting. Long time I don't see you guys in our meeting. It's good to have you all here. How are we doing?
Wonderful.
Hi, Arlindo. Hello, hello. So happy to see you. And hear
Thank
your voice.
you. Thank you. Yes. Happy to see you all here today. Very good. So I hope you're all doing good. We are, let me include someone else in our meeting. We're still working on our meeting, and let me give you that news already. We're going to resume our meeting on the third week of January because we're already at the end of the year. So it will be, I believe, Thursday the 20th. I'm going to send, yes, that's it, 20th. I'm going to send everyone a message so everyone will know when we start it again. We will have great news, resuming again, and being together one more time. Valeria is here. All right, guys, the reason of this meeting, there's a lot of people coming in. The reason of this meeting is because something happened and with one of our agents, I'm not gonna mention who it was, but it's something that could be avoided. You guys know that I'm always here to help you guys. Every time that you call me, I answer the phone. And also I have experience in other areas besides real estate. You know that I've been in computer field for 25 years. And that was a mistake that could be easily avoided, okay? Now, let me tell you what happened and the consequences. And number one, I'd like to thank Mark Terry for being here with us. Mark, thank you for being here with us, my friend.
You're welcome. Happy to be here.
Thank you. So Terry is going to explain into more details the consequences. But let me tell you what happened. One of our agents was posting a listing on the MLS. And as you guys know, we do have 5 days to upload photos. So if you take a listing and you are anxious to upload the listing and you don't have the photos, you can still do that. And you still have 5 days to go to the property, take the pictures and put it down. But that agent decided to find a picture on Google. Now, let's understand that what are you finding on Google? It's not because it's on Google, it's free. Google is just a search engine. Whatever you put it on Google, Google will present you with the results. That doesn't mean that whatever you find there is free to use it, especially photos. And unfortunately, the photo that this agent decided to use was copyrighted. And that was a problem. Because if it's a copyright, the person who copyrighted the photo pursue in court to get compensation for unauthorized use of the photo. The cost, because it's a federal court, it goes to federal court. So you need to hire an attorney who is specialized in patent. And the retaining fee, it's $8,000 just to represent you in court. So you still did not, it doesn't guarantee that you're gonna win and you're already spending $8,000. And on top of that, they may win and the fee could be very costly. Terry, this is the time that I'll bring you in. Could you please explain to us the consequences of using an unauthorized photo?
Arlindo, before we do that, let me explain to the group that the reason that I brought Mark Terry in is because he is board certified in copyright and patent law. And what that means is there's thousands and thousands of lawyers out there, and many lawyers will concentrate or specialize in a certain area. However, some lawyers decide to take that extra step and get certified, which means they have to pass rigid testing above and beyond Florida bar. And if they pass it, then they are able to call themselves board certified in a particular area of law, which then allows them to call themselves an expert in that area. So the reason we brought Mark Terry in is because he's board certified in patent and copyright. And he's one, if I'm not mistaken, Mark, one of a handful that are board certified in this area. So with that, I'll turn it over to you, Mark. Thanks.
Thank you very much for the introduction, Arlindo and Scott. I really appreciate it. In short, you don't want to use any photos that you just get off the web generally. Especially today when there are so many options for you to use photographs, and many times free. So just generally, if you see a photo on the web, you like it, unless you're able to get the rights to it, don't use it because it opens you up to copyright infringements. So the owner of the photograph, which is usually the photographer, if they see that you're using it, whether it's on a listing or even on a Facebook page, especially if it's connected to your business, you could get sued for copyright infringements. Now, if it turns out that the photograph, or whatever the work is, was not registered with the Copyright Office before the infringement happened, they could still sue you for copyright infringement, but the amount of damages that would be available to them would be very small, usually. Now, on the other hand, if the owner of the photograph has registered that photograph with the US Copyright Office before you used it, that's a huge problem because then the photographer or the owner of the photograph has what we call statutory damages available, which means they don't have to prove damages. In the statute itself, which is the federal law, it actually states how much the damages are. And there are a few numbers there in that statute that range from 75,000 to 150,000. So it makes it a very easy case for these lawyers to ask for and get enormous amounts of damages for the use of a simple photograph. And unfortunately, you have these, basically they're companies that have cropped up that basically they represent photographers or other owners of works like photographs, and they find out who is using them by using these computer programs that go out to the web to see where they are. And they send out thousands of these letters and they file thousands of lawsuits. It's just a big business. So it's something we have to be really careful with. But luckily there are some good options out there. You've got a lot of
Hey, Mark, can I ask a quick question? Mark, quick question. Mm-hmm. What can a realtor look at when looking at a picture, let's say, to determine if it's copyrighted? Does it have to have a watermark or anything on there which would clue the realtor in that it is copyrighted? Or there's no requirement that there be anything on the picture and you don't know?
There's no requirement. So it's customary that if you get a registration that you put a copyright indicia at the bottom of the photograph, something that says something like, copyright 2021 ABC Corp, all rights reserved, but it's not required. So you could be looking at a photo, you could have no idea whether or not it's registered with the Copyright Office. Other than if you actually did a search in the records of the Copyright Office, which is very difficult to do. Just to act in an abundance of caution, you got to stay away from these photos. If you don't know whether or not they're registered, if you don't know whether or not you have the rights to use them. Luckily, there are a lot of places where you can get photos, and it's perfectly okay to use them. There are a lot of free stock photo websites. One of them, I think it's freestockphotos with a nest.com. There are quite a few of them, thousands of photos on there that you can use. It's totally open for use. There's a license right on the website, right on the page for the photograph you want to use that says what you can use it for. You know, if you do decide to want to use one of those photos, I recommend taking a screenshot so you have evidence that you got it from this site and you got the license right on that page. Then there are for-pay stock photo websites. They range from really inexpensive stock photo websites like, you know, $15 for the year, all the way up to more expensive ones that could be a few $1,000s. Now, in your particular case, you probably need photos for particular properties that you're selling, and those may not be available on free stock photo websites. The only good option you have there is to have someone take a photo for you. You know, take a photo yourself, or have someone take a photo for you. And there are a lot of outfits out there, businesses that do this for a living. They'll charge you anywhere from like $100 to go out, take a photo of a property from the outside, all the way up to maybe $400 if they include photographs of the interior. But of course, then you've got to coordinate letting them into the property and whatnot. But still pretty affordable if you want some, you know, some good legitimate photos of the property that are up to date. So there are a few good options for you.
All right. All right, Mark, thank you for your explanation. Guys, let me put this in, you know, just bring some more information about this particular case. If one phone call was made to me and asked, Carlindo, I need to use a photo that I found on Google. Is it okay to use it? I would say, no, don't use it. Now, the problem involved two entities. It will involve the company, which is myself, and it will involve the agent who used the photo. Now, I'm doing, as you guys know, training, being available for any questions you guys have, and I'm doing everything correctly. And I'm teaching you the right way to do business in Miami, even though everybody's doing anyways. I tell you guys, don't cut corners, you know, don't do anything illegal. And then I got hit with a lawsuit that could give me a cost of $8,000 of retaining fee for the attorney, plus a penalty that could go up to $150,000. Now, imagine how I felt when I received that. You know, I'm not doing anything wrong, but because of one of my agents, I'm getting involved with something that will result in a damage, in a huge damages. That's why we put this meeting together, so you guys understand. Number one, don't use any photos. If you're going to use your website, you're going to create your own website, like Mark said. There are many websites that you can purchase photos from. I used to, and I still do, I buy my photos from iStockPhotos.com, and you pay for the photo. There is no membership. You don't have to pay anything per month. You choose the photo, and the price for that photo will be according to the size of the photo. If it's a small photo for you to use on a website, it will cost you such amount of money. If you need a photo that you need to increase the size to use on a flyer, on a sign, then you pay a little bit more. But it's one fee, and then you purchase, you have the photo for you, and then you can use it to avoid this type of problem. Now, the agent are spending money with an attorney, and probably is gonna have to either go to court, which will be very expensive, or get into an agreement with the attorney who represent the photographer to a certain amount of money. So in my case, luckily, Mark helped me very much. He charged me $2,000 to negotiate an agreement, and we were able to close the agreement with $3,500, $3,500. So I can say in a way that I'm lucky that I didn't get into $8,000 plus $75,000. But it's still, on the other hand, it's a $5,500 that I had to spend that I didn't have to, especially because I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't make that mistake. Okay? So there are many things that we can do out there that will cause such thing. That's why you guys have a broker, and I'm a full-time broker. I don't go out there searching for buyers or sellers. I don't go to a listing presentation. I don't show properties. And the only reason I do that is that I have a full-time available to answer your questions. You know, yesterday I had an agent that 11 p.m. was sending me a message. And what did I do? I called her back because it was a question that required me to talk to her. And I called her at 11 p.m. So there's no time, there's no date or day that I would not be available to help you guys. Because it's not only I'm protecting myself, I'm also protecting you. Because even though I wouldn't have any cost, example, I didn't expend $5,500, but this agent are spending money also, and it's something that could be avoided. Now imagine if she spends $6,000, that should be equivalent of selling a $200,000 property. That will give you 3% commission. That's $6,000. So you're very happy that you got a buyer that's buying a house for $200,000. You go out there, you show properties. Sometimes you show 15 properties until you get them to choose the property that they wanted. Then you sit down, you prepare the contract, you negotiate the terms, conditions, prices, and then you follow up with all the transaction until it closes, and you're happy to get $6,000. And now you hit with a $6,000 expense that could be easily avoided. All right. So let's keep this thing in mind, not to use any photos that you find on the internet unless you paid for. Again, remind you that once you upload a listing, you still have 5 days to take a pictures. Some people has a different strategy for pictures. And this is how I do it. If I got a listing that is $500,000 or actually $400,000 or less, I go with my camera and I take the picture myself. If something more than $500,000, then I hire a photographer that will charge me $100, $120 and take me all the pictures and then work on the pictures, you know, make it beautiful and send them to me. So you do have 5 days to do that. You don't have to go use other agents' photos. Now, I know that someone might have this question because someone asked me about it. What if I use a photo? Let's say I got a listing and that listing was expired and the seller relisted with me. So then I'm gonna use the photos because I'm lazy. I don't wanna go there and take my own pictures. And it happened to, you know, a few agents in our company. They use the picture from the other agent. Now, that's not going to go to a lawsuit. What's going to happen is that this agent will report to the Board of Association, and the Board of Association will send me an email and to the agent also to take down the pictures. But it's not going to result in any cost. But why would you use somebody else's pictures if you can go there and take the picture yourself? All right. So this is one of the things that's very important that I like to point it out. And again, you got any questions or any situation that is off the ordinary, give me a call. Orlando, I'm facing this situation here. What should I do? Because there's all the problems that we face, it could be easily avoided. We're good? Guys, do you have any questions about this? Any concerns? Scott, would you like to add something?
Nope. Again, I was going to address it, but I figured why not hear it from the expert? So Mark, I thank you very much for taking the time to come speak to us. And anybody that may have an issue, you know, you can get through to Mark by either me or through Orlando. Don't hesitate. He's out there. He's available. In my opinion, he's the best in the business. And thank you, Mark. Appreciate your time.
Thanks. Thank you, Scott. And thank you everyone for having me. If anyone has any questions, feel free to call me or contact me anytime.
Thanks again.
All right, Mark. Once again, thank you for being with us and giving the
Thank you.
explanation for us. We appreciate
Thank you
it.
so
welcome.
much. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Thank you.
Very interesting. Thank you.
All right, guys, if you have any questions, feel free to give me a call and enjoy the rest of the day.
Yes.
Orlando,
thank
one
you.
thing. I think we
Have
should
a
state,
blessed day, everyone.
Yes, go ahead.
I think we should state that this is something that really could have happened to anybody. I mean, you know, you're moving along in the business, you're trying to get things done. It's easy to forget about little things like this. So it just goes to show how we really have to pay attention to every little step we take in this business, because it's sad, but there are lawyers out there just waiting to pounce on people that make a mistake, realtors that make a mistake. And we saw that with another situation where somebody took a phone call and it was a tester that was calling, which is somebody with the specific purpose of trying to get them to say something that could be interpreted as, you know, redlining or you know, trying to direct somebody away from an area, which is a violation of the, you know, certain acts. So we really got to keep our feelers and our eyes and ears open for those potholes like this, because, you know, sad to say, but there are law firms and lawyers out there that just are set up for the sole purpose of making money off of people's mistakes.
Yes.
Yeah. And that was the Fair Housing Act. I think we had a meeting that we explained that in details, but you know, you have me, you have Scott. If you have any questions about what would be the violation for the Fair Housing Act and what is the situation that happened with this particular agent, give us a call and we'll be happy to answer that question to you. Alicia, I believe you have a question, right? Well, I heard someone saying that they have a question. Does anybody has a question? I thought it was Alicia who said it.
No, I was just telling everyone to have a blessed day.
Oh, all right. Okay, guys, once again, got any question, give us a call. We have a.
We will. It was very nice to see everybody.
All right.
Yes.
See you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank
All
you,
right.
Scott. Thank you,
Enjoy
Arlindo.
your
Thank you.
afternoon.
Bye, guys.
Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, Arlindo.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.